What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Yamcast. This is episode 35. You see where I'm at today? It's great, isn't it? So today we've got some fun news from Aprilia, from our most favorite whipping boy manufacturer, and then a special piece of news as well. Then we are going to be doing the call-in portion of our podcast as we normally do, taking questions from our Discord member. And today we have a meme contest in the form of making fun of our favorite manufacturer, Royal Enfield. We'll see who came with the spiciest Royal Enfield memes. Let's get into it.
And our first piece of news today, do we want to start with the Harley news?
Why not? You know, it's like classic Yamcast energy to just start off with the old, you know, HD.
Old HD. All right, so we are going to go into the new reveal event that Harley had. They had a live stream where they revealed their 2021 range, which I have titled this Meet the New Harley, same as the old Harley. The big thing is the Street Bob 114.
Yeah.
Previously, I believe it was just a 107.
Whoa! Holy shit.
I mean,
that's crazy, dude.
Literally nothing else changed. They got rid of a couple of models. But
God, it looks the same.
This is the flagship new bike for this year.
No way, dude.
And
oh my God.
This is all they got for you. This is all they got.
Hey, look at that frame. You know what that is?
That's a big Sportster.
It's a big Sportster. Jesus Christ.
And they got they got new color for their CVO. Good job. But
what's the CVO retail at? Like 30 G's or something?
Yeah, these things are huge. The CVO is 117 CVO. Okay.
They include the Rockford Wolst audio upgrade as well as Harley's entire electronic safety suite, cornering ABS, traction control, hill control, and tire pressure monitoring. You know what? Honestly, more bikes should have tire pressure monitoring.
Yes.
You know? Really, yeah.
But I feel like the safety feature, the key safety feature of being on a big Harley is you're on a big Harley. You're not going very fast.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine. But this is... a
lot of momentum, though.
Yeah.
A lot of weight.
This is just...
Let me ask you this. What would you have liked to have seen in an ideal world where a Harley launch and reveal? Like, what would you want to see? Like a total, Harley rebrand type of thing? Or, what could they have done, in your opinion?
What they should have done, they wanted to nail it. Tell us that the Bronx ain't dead. Yeah. Tell us that they are actually still thinking about making a Bronx. And Tube's on the thing saying, it's got a monoshock and it's completely not a Sportster. It handles just like a Sportster. I'm sorry, but like when we rode the Dyna, it was very clear to me that the difference in the frames, they don't really change the handling all that much. They really don't. Mm-hmm. Like, you think of something like the MT-09 versus your MT-10, which got the R1 frame. And that's
super different.
That completely changes the handling characteristics of that bike. Harleys handle all about the same. And I've now ridden a handful of different sizes and different frames and all that stuff. They all kind of handle the same. They're all like boats. They're all slow and ponderous. But... it's not bad per se. Like statistically, it's poor. The handling qualities of Harley are not as good as the handling qualities of a Yamaha.
Yeah,
but that's fine. It's fine to not have a bike that handles super duper well. They all don't need to turn on a dime.
Yeah, but that's not really what Harley's trying to go after anyway. So it makes sense.
But it is really disappointing to see them be like, "Hey, our new bike for this year is last year's bike with the good engine in it."
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It's really tough because they already had something like this. They had oh shoot, what was it? It was the one. It was the it's the new Dyna. I can't remember. I forget. The new
it's not the
top
FXDR,
dog
is it?
one. Well, the FXDR is dead.
Oh,
They killed the FXDR.
Oh,
It's
okay.
gone.
Yeah.
So that was a short-lived adventure.
Yeah.
But they had one that had like the Tommy gun exhaust, the 114. I don't remember which one it was, but
I mean, this just goes back to my opinion that Harley Davidson is petrified of their own customers. You know, they are so scared of rocking the boat, and as if the diehard Harley guy, if you introduce a, let's say, small sport offering that's cheap for entry-level riders, as if the diehard Harley guy will say, you know what, I can't even come to this dealership anymore. I can't show up here. I can't be associated with this. They're so scared of pissing off the diehard Harley dudes, you know?
And this actually brings up our second piece of news, because I actually found something else that was equally disappointing. So Harley has removed their electric bikes, future bikes section from so the future vehicles page where Harley Davidson showcases its upcoming products. Page
no more e-bikes,
on the
nothing.
market, and they've removed e-bikes from that segment.
Wow.
I mean, they had the Bronx already.
That could have been something, you know, if they wanted to make e-bikes and get into that whole space, but
Yeah, they definitely done yoinked that. So no Harley e-bikes, which is a shame. It's a shame. I mean, it's just one less thing that they're doing.
It really seems to me like, because they just recently changed over the CEOs, right? Mm-hmm. I really think the new guy is just a super bean counter kind of, you know, hey, let me make sure I don't rock the boat kind of dude, and is just focusing on the company's core competencies and how to make the most money possible.
Yeah, they, what is it? They're doing I think it's Rewire now. Rewire is their current business model name, where they're basically just like, fuck, all of the cool shit, no one liked that. Let's go back to what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's just going to take some time to watch Harley just kind of spiral a little bit more until they realize that the only option they have is to try to make exciting motorcycles. Otherwise, there's not going to be anybody left. You know, there's not going to be anything left to really get into.
I legitimately do not understand what was going through the brain of the person who was like, yeah, the Bronx, I just don't see the excitement out there. Because you literally went on YouTube.
Oh my
everybody was talking about it.
Well, the thing is, like, American motorcyclists wanted to believe. We were ready to be like, all right, Harley, come on, let's see it. You know, let's give it a chance, give it a shot. Let's see what you can do, type of thing. And
especially with Indian success with the Scout and the FTR, if they could nail the Bronx, like make the real American sport bike. If anybody has the pockets to do it, it's Harley.
Yeah.
But they just want to sell a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So this is just more bad news from a company that will not stop stepping on rakes.
Yep.
Which is really aggravating to me.
But let's flip over to some good news.
Now we have an actually good new motorcycle.
Aw.
Don't you love it? Aprilia
man.
Tuono 660, baby.
Yeah, we knew this was coming.
Knew it was coming.
We knew it was coming, and this honestly is one of the most exciting bikes. Now, you guys know that I have been simping hard for the RS 660. I am super bullish on it. It's got the half of the RS V4 parallel twin there, 270-degree crank, 660cc, 100 horsepower, all the APRC goodies, really nice chassis, really nicely handling kind of bike. Ari Henning gave it a stamp of approval, so I guarantee you it is good. I can't wait to get mine. I have one on pre-order that will be arriving here probably in a month or two. We'll see. But I think the cool part about the Tuono 660 is it's even more street-oriented, even more versatile, and it's cheaper too.
I mean, this thing is just, Aprilia says the Tuono 660, around 3 riding concepts, sport, versatility, fun, upright ergonomics, 95 horsepower and a curb weight of 403 pounds.
That's nice. That's a good set of specs there.
That is really awesome. And there was one line in here, I can't remember where it was in the article, but they called it literally, it was some sort of like half a V4 or half an RS V4, something like that. But just look at that dash, man.
Yeah.
For like 10.5, which is what they were thinking it's going to be. Glorious.
You and I both paid more for our personal motorcycles, and they don't have a dash like that.
Nope. Mine's got a dash from like 2002.
Yeah, mine's just got a little LCD screen.
Yeah, this is really cool to see. I think this is the shot in the arm that kind of all of the Japanese naked bikes really need, except for the MT-07. The MT-07 is still good, but this is just,
I mean, this to me makes such a great case for someone being like, well, you know, like, I started in a Ninja 400. I want to get something still comfortable and cool for the street, but maybe I don't want to do like a Duke 890, like a crazy, hopped up naked bike. This slots in perfectly.
Perfectly.
Because, I feel like sometimes jumping from a 400 to a 650 is kind of like, well, you could go a little further. That's a small jump. And this is perfect. This is a perfect second bike.
Yeah. This thing it looks just like a V4.
Yeah. Well, the new V4 and the Tuono V4 have adopted this look now. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
So they all kind of look like this now. So
which is great because it means you could roll up and have kind of that almost V4 sound. Because you have the 270 crank.
These sound amazing.
Yeah.
They sound really cool.
This is one that I'm actually genuinely excited about. The only thing that kind of bums me out is they have a lot of fairings on this bike. It's not really a naked bike.
Yeah, no, the Tuono has always been kind of funny in that it is basically a fully faired bike. It's a strange naked because it's got a huge headlight assembly at the front.
Yeah.
I don't really even know if you could call it a naked bike.
No, it's like one of those half-faired SV650s from back in the day.
It's very unique.
I love this black and red colorway, by the way.
It's super cool.
That looks just delicious.
It's very controversial, but I actually do like how on the RS660 they have the two colored wheels. I think it's cool. I love it in yellow. I think it looks badass.
Yeah, I like it. One of the things that I was thinking about doing with my SMCR was getting a faded orange sticker on it.
Yeah.
KTM makes this orange sticker that fades into the black, so it could spin and it would look really nice. I like it too.
Have you seen the Hyper Motard with like the half colored wheels? I think it's so cool how we're getting really zany with colorways and stuff nowadays. I think it's a lot of fun.
I don't love this yellow or green, whatever that is.
I love that acid yellow color. It's really cool. Triumph had a color like that for their street triples many years ago.
Yeah, that was rough on the eyes. One of my buddies had one of those. And every time I
liked
saw it,
it.
I was like,
I think it's cool. It really stands out.
But I mean, this is going to be an excellent handling motorcycle. It's going to sound awesome. It's going to have all the cool technology.
It's priced well.
It's priced, yeah. I mean, even if it's like 11 grand for it, that's still money well spent.
Still pretty cool. Yeah.
And it's got upright ergonomics, which means it's going to be a good all day bike.
Yeah.
Which. Fucking A, man.
I'm really rooting for Aprilia with these new 660s. They're getting tons of really good press. And I still see some comments about them. People being like, oh, it's an Aprilia. Just get a Japanese bike. Or the dealer network is bad. And I'm like, yeah, depending on where you live, maybe it'll be a little bit more difficult to service it. But it's not impossible or anything like that.
Also, it's a parallel twin. Parallel twins are inherently less of a service ask than something like a V4.
Yeah.
Even if it's an Italian parallel twin.
Yeah.
Aside from the 270-degree crank, it's kind of hard to fuck one up.
Honestly, motorcycles nowadays, new ones, are so reliable that you're not going to have some catastrophic issue on a brand new bike. You might have a couple, maybe a weird electronic thing, or maybe a bolt comes out every once in a while, but you're not going to have some catastrophic failure on a brand new bike. Yeah, it just doesn't happen.
This is excellent. I love seeing this because it's another one of those new bikes that's going to be a big dog for a while and that's going to inspire some competition.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely think
we are 100% going to see a twins class in this decade.
Yes.
For sure.
This is very cool to me. It's very, very cool. Mostly because I love the way the RSV4 looks and the Tuono.
I still, to this day, have not ridden an RSV4 and it makes me sad.
I remember I was on a ride one time with a guy who was a track marshal at COTA, and he was on a RSV4 and I was on my Harley, and we were just going down 1431. He was going pretty good, and I was trying to keep it with him. Fuck, it sounded so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and that was one of the times when I was like, I really need to try a different motorcycle.
Yeah, when you hear an RSV4 or an R1, oh my god, the way they sound. I mean, the RSV4 especially. Jesus Christ, it's so good.
It is so
It's the sound of an angelic choir. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, we've gushed on that pretty good. I mean, I think we're in consensus that this is just going to be such a great shot in the arm for the industry.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the Tuareg 660, the Adventure 660 that Aprilia may or may not be making.
That would be neat.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if we get a nice middleweight adventure market right around 100 horsepower, perfect.
It would be like an Italian Tenere 700, basically, which is very cool.
Well, we have our last piece of news now, which is kind of strange, actually, and it's what I call a $1 million tail tidy. This is a Michelin patent for a rear fender with a built-in auxiliary drive motor. So I was looking into it.
What?
Yeah, right? So it's this tail tidy, or this big fender thing that bolts to the back, and it has these rollers that sit on the rear wheel. And on the rear wheel, it can actually spin at, they quoted the torque figures a little further down. 1.5 to 3 foot-pounds of torque, which Michelin claims would be enough to crawl a motorcycle at speeds of 0.6 miles an hour. So
it doesn't appear to be a power-enhancing technology, yeah?
No. The point of it is strange to me because it doesn't seem like it's adding more power to the motorcycle in terms of like actual wattage.
Yeah.
Like it's not recharging your battery or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because this could be actually really cool for an electric bike to have as a regenerative engine.
Yeah, that could be cool.
You know, you have your drive wheel spinning this, which is in turn returning, because we can't really do regenerative braking on a motorcycle. It's hard because cars have the 4 motors, really easy to get good regenerative braking in. This could add, if done right, it could add a couple of miles to the abysmal range of the Zero.
Yeah, that's for sure. One thing this article is mentioning here is it would also add to the ability of maybe like loading it onto a ramp or in the back of a truck, or just kind of moving it out of a tight spot. That could be kind of cool, you know, for riders who are perhaps not as strong and want to move a bike around. That could be a good one.
Just have it be a little walkable motor. That's speed that like it can't really get away from you.
Yeah, no.
So it's an interesting idea, and I really do think it has a lot of potential for electric bikes. I think that's where it really takes off.
Yeah, I agree. I think it could be really, really cool.
And it would be super nice if, you know, we could just get more than, I don't know, what were we getting, like 60 miles of range out of the Zero on a full charge?
Maybe, yeah. We should do some more extensive testing, but on that day it was pretty bad.
We should have the truck take the lead and we just follow on the Zero.
Yep, until it dies. Because
I remember the worst thing about it when it was dying on us was that not only did it cause you to be really nervous about how far you could go, but it was about how much like you just didn't get any power. It was like, okay, yeah, you're in sport mode, sure, but you're gonna get you're gonna get eco mode power.
Yeah.
Which sucked. It really sucked.
Yeah.
So.
And again, I think a lot of people will be like, oh, but you put it in sport mode and that's why the battery drain and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, it's a motorcycle. It's supposed to be fun.
Motorcycles.
I wrote it like I'd ride any bike.
Who doesn't put their motorcycle in sport mode? Like, honestly. Yeah. Who's legitimately poodling around in rain mode on an R1?
Yeah, nobody. I never put the R1 in D mode.
Yeah.
Not once.
I had it in D mode once and I never went back.
Yeah, I was like, that's lame. I kept it in B or A mode all the time.
And I've been playing, every time I ride the MT-09, I've been playing around with the power modes. And the standard mode is definitely the mode to be in.
Yeah, I agree.
So, like, the crappy mode, the rain mode, but yeah. I don't believe in having rider modes, Kiana. You don't have to on that 125.
Yep. You have traction control built in with 11 horsepower. You don't have to worry about that. They probably make more than that, though, I think.
Downhill, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But it's always great seeing new patents and new stuff coming out for motorcycles. I think it's cool to come up with new ideas. I don't really know how this would work, mostly because, you know, it seems like a system that's kind of just out there near a very fast moving part for most of the time.
Yeah.
So maybe if it detaches away from it or something, that would work. But if it's constantly rolling on it, I don't think that's good for traction. That's not good for just general longevity of a tire.
So they have this version of it where it can actually be in the tire hugger too. So you don't have to have this wing sticking off.
Yeah. So maybe you could pull it and push it you know, as you need it, or maybe, or you attach it when you need it. I don't know, but
have some sort of like
what
engagement.
power, or I guess it would maybe be USB chargeable and then you put it on or something like that, or because would it function off this battery or something?
Yeah, it would just tie in and you would hook it up to your battery or hook it up to your main harness, and then be able to, you know, poodle it around.
Yeah, maybe
it's like a selectable gear or something. Although I really like not having to find a reverse gear.
Yeah. Imagine you go like first and then you click down again and it activates the battery thing or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I like my bike simple. Seems like it's making it a little bit too complicated for my taste. But again, very cool that it's happening and, you know, being created.
Yeah, this is just a neat little patent. I think that, again, implication for electric bikes, great. Implication for gas bikes, meh. So...
yeah,
that rounds out the news that I had collected for this week. Although I think do I still have? Yep, we have this. This I learned about today.
Fabio's tattoo.
Did
we learn about that pre-recording?
Yeah, we learned.
Oh,
about this pre-recording.
Spite just learned that Fabio got a tattoo of himself on his arm of his first GP win. Which, again, it's making it harder and harder to be a Fabio fan in 2021. But I still think Fabio's a pretty good rider, got some good potential. Let's see if it happens. But goddamn, Fabio, please.
Stop getting tattoos of your face, please.
Come on, don't get a tattoo of yourself, bro. That's crazy.
But, boy, that's...
Come on, Fabio. Fuck. It doesn't matter. Marquez isn't even on a bike right now, so who the hell knows what 2021 is going to look like for GP. It's going to be wild. Alrighty, guys, we're going to move over to the call-in portion of our podcast and chat with our sweet boys on our Discord server. Alrighty, everyone, this is the call-in portion of our podcast. We take calls from our Discord members. If you want to call us in and hang out with us, we actually do these live on stream here for all of us to hang out here. So you can join on yaminoob.co and you can call us in. So, Splat, without further ado, send over the number.
Alrighty, boys, number is live.
Hey there, Doherty. You're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
It's going good. How are y'all?
Good. What can we do for you?
So in Discord, my name is Suzuki Simp, so got to bring up a Suzuki question. What Suzuki would y'all want updated or re-released?
Oh my God.
B-King.
Damn.
B-King?
Just like that?
B-King.
I would say DRZ.
The DRZ would be a really good platform for them to tweak just a little bit. But
yeah.
I'm worried that if they tried, they would kind of end up gutting it. It would be like a DRZ 500 now because of the carburetor and emissions and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I honestly think Suzuki could do well with a B-King.
I really think now's the time.
Yeah.
You know, with the Hyper Nakeds being a real thing, I mean...
Totally.
It's Do y'all think that it should be the Busa engine or maybe something different?
Definitely just keep the Busa engine.
I'd say just take that Gen 2 1340 and maybe tweak it a little bit and just plunk it in there. Give that ZH2 a run for its money.
Yep.
Boom.
I think it needs a turbo if it's going to compete with a ZH2.
Get yourself the Gen 2 or Gen 3 Busa with the factory turbo.
I literally think the internet would literally melt if Suzuki created a Gen 2 B-King with a 1340cc turbo engine. I literally think everyone would just shit their pants.
Yeah.
But Suzuki doesn't do cool shit like that.
No.
Suzuki's so corporate and above board and like chill, and they won't, you know, they never rock the boat.
Which is so funny considering like the typical rider of a Suzuki.
I know. They're just like, we have nothing to do with you guys.
I mean, it took them, how long did it take them to update with the championship for
like a full like 48 hours.
Yeah.
For them to be like, oh shit, we won a championship. I should probably put it up on the website. But don't update the website.
Yeah.
The website is like the bikes. So like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Suzuki Simp. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right, later. Hey there, Ender. You're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Hey, Yam. Hey, Spike. How you doing? First-time caller. How you guys
sweet.
doing?
Glad to have you.
Hey, so I have two things. I got a story and a question.
Let's hear the story first.
All right. So I started off on a Ninja 400 about probably last June. I picked it up for like $3,500. It was an awesome bike. I rang its neck. And then, but I've been a subscriber to you guys since like probably like about that same time, June, when I got my MSF done. And so I want some more power on my bike, sort of. But I want an MT-07. And then I ended up getting an MT-09, and I found it at a Harley dealership about like half-hour away from me. And so I went in. I was like, I know everything about this bike. I know the specs. Yeah, he told me fucking everything. It's going to be great. So then I went inside, and I saw, and granted, I picked this up back in like November. And I was like, yeah, I sat on a Sportster. I was like, this doesn't feel that great. So I was like, where's the MT-09? Finally picked it up. I traded my Ninja, the Ninja 400, for an MT-09 at a Harley dealership. And the dealer, or the salesperson, was like, well, this is the first time I'm actually seeing somebody do this. And I was like, yeah, well, they had it for like $5,600, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So then I picked it up, I got it, and then I test rode it, and then the test ride went fine. But then when I got the bike, it was a bit off, so I sent it back to them. They ended up fixing it up. And then I went to go talk to the guy again. I went back to pick up my bike, and they serviced it since I had like 30-day warranty. The thing is awesome. Right now, I mean, I can't really ride because it's like 32 degrees. I'm in New York City. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to ride now because granted I only work 15 minutes away from my house, but still pretty cold to ride.
Yeah,
but,
going into a Harley dealership with one Japanese
sick.
bike and walking out with another Japanese bike is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I pity the poor Harley guy, the poor Harley mechanic who had to work on that. They had to go like buy the MT-09 shop manual, and he was like, "Why don't we have any metric tools in the shop?" Oh wait,
Charlie has one too many cylinders. What's up with it?
Yeah, because the brakes are a bit off on it. I guess need new pads. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, so like, you know, could you guys get this fixed up? Because I bought it from you guys, right? I figured you guys would service it. He was like, yeah, I never really worked on metric bikes before, but
oh my god,
I was like, oh, damn, that sounds sketch.
They should have just been like, take it to a real dealership and then send us the bill. We'll pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's all good now. When I got the bike back, it was a ton of fun. I was popping little 2-inch wheelies every time. It's great. I leave it in like B mode. I know you guys were talking about like modes before, but I'm like, I really don't want to put the full beans on it. It's too sketch for me right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really powerful bike. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I did have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was thinking after the MT-09, you know, I mean, granted, I love the bike. I only had it for like 4 months now, 3 months, something like that. But I always, like, once the Trident came out, I fell in love with it, and I was like, dude, this bike, like, it looks awesome. I love the retro vibes to it. But and there's a Triumph dealership not far from me, and an Aprilia dealership, right? Mm-hmm. And the Aprilia 660s, the R660s coming out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like conflicted between both of them, and I don't know what the reliability is on Aprilia. I know you guys are talking about today about the reliability on new bikes, which I know it's fine. Like even like a BMW or Mercedes, like they don't really break down. But if I wanted to keep one of these bikes for like 2 or 3 years, what's the likelihood of anything happening? Because I know the warranty is like 2 years on a new bike, or something like that. What do you guys think?
So for me, the one thing that I would look at, beyond the fact that it's a Triumph or an Aprilia, it's the fact that it's the first model year of a particular bike. That's going to make it a little bit more weird because it's the first year they're making a bike and the first year that they're manufacturing it, so it may have some issues. But beyond that, it should be okay. Spy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm to the point now where, first of all, if something's going to break in an engine, it breaks fast. Usually it's not going to fail after a year. If there's a faulty part, it will break while it's under warranty. I actually beat the fuck out of bikes while they're still under warranty because I'm like, if it's gonna fail, it's gonna fail now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like you should really just go with whichever bike makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Mm-hmm. That's really, because again, if you're only thinking 2 to 3 years, pretty much every bike is going to last 2 to 3 years, unless it's some Craigslist shit bike.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking it because, growing up when I was a kid, I always thought, I always loved the Kawasaki Ninjas, right? I was like, Ninja when I grew up. And then, granted, I love the 636. I rode one of my buddies. My other buddy has an R6. I love the committed. I like the committed ergos, but I'm like, dude, I just want to, ride, comfortably. That's why I got the MT-09. I'm like, it's pretty comfy. It has, no lean to it. It's awesome. But you know, a little bit of lean, I don't mind it. I mean, I'm only 24, so I think my back can handle it.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, the RS60 just looks so nice.
Yeah, it's a cool bike.
Yeah.
I've got one on pre-order, and I'm really excited to make some videos with it. Super stoked on that bike.
Yeah, but the Trident, the retro vibe to it just really speaks me to it. I think I might just go with the Aprilia, but I think you've converted me to a Triumph boy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, give them both a try. Give both of them a demo ride in and see how they feel, and then, you know, make a decision. I think it'd be an interesting move to go from an MT-09 to a more reasonable bike like those. I think you'll have more fun too. Yeah. But we're gonna open up the lines to some more people, dude. I appreciate you calling.
No, thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right, later.
See ya.
Kiana.
Hey there, Kiana. How's it going?
Hey man, it's all right. It's all right.
What can we do for you today?
So, you know, I've been thinking about eventually tracking my Ninja 125, and here you've got the endurance racing, and you have to have a team. So Bridges Bill is likely to be on my team. So I've been thinking, and you just mentioned about the Gixxer 250, that it's really hard to find parts for that. And yeah, I've been looking at it, and I can find very little things that would make it easy to track it. So, you know, I can delete the mirrors, that's easy, but there are no fairings available. I couldn't find special shocks. There are no power commanders. So how would you start doing such things? Well, it will still be years, so there might be a bigger platform in a few years, because since I had it, the aftermarket has grown, but it's not big, and I don't expect it to grow much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think whenever you're thinking about, especially racing a motorcycle, you have to pick one that is a known platform that people are already doing stuff to. I actually run into this a lot with my 675R, my Daytona, because even though it's a sport bike and it's a race bike and people have raced them before, it's not nearly as popular as like the Japanese bikes. So it's actually hard to find parts even for that motorcycle. When you're looking at stuff like the Gixxer 250 or the Ninja 125, you're probably talking about maybe a dozen people around the world that race them or do something with them, you know, so that the pool is so small.
I mean, I think the biggest thing you need to do to your Gixxer 250 when you get it is get a cheap knockoff aftermarket touch pipe on there. I mean, yeah, that's definitely gonna add the power right there.
And you need to detune it because it's too powerful.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Honest to God, Kelna, I think the European 125s are about as fast as Gixxer 250. From videos that I've seen of what the 125s and all that, because the Gixxer's so heavy. It's our 125. It's the American 125, you know?
I think mine was considered to be quite heavy, because my Ninja 125 is about 326 pounds.
That is pretty heavy for a 125, but I mean, the 400 or the Gixxer 250 is 403 pounds or something, right?
Yeah, it's over 400 pounds.
Oh wow, that is heavy.
Yeah, it's a porker.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I recall people reacting to mine being like, "Oh, that's heavy," and but it is based on the 250 SL, so that's probably why. So I figured that maybe some parts might be interchangeable for that. So that's something to look at, maybe.
Yeah, what I would say is if you're looking at, you know, because I know in Europe they do like endurance 125 racing and all that, you know, maybe find a bike that the platform is more common for racing and that has more parts and that kind of stuff, and then maybe you can get started with it. But if you're just trying to do track days with the 125, I mean, just some tape on the lights and then some light prep will get you most of the way there. So.
In all fairness, I also just really like a crazy idea, like you want to scramble the 250. Like, I just love doing crazy shit. You know, I've taken that bike on a road trip and taken it off-road. Like, I just...
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Doing weird
Screw
shit
it.
with it. All right, thank you, man.
All right, thanks, Kiana. Bye.
Bye.
My senses were overstimulated there for a minute. I got like a phone call. I got an email I need to look at. Kellan was asking me a question. Then I thought about dinner. I was like, where's my head at?
Focus.
Yeah, I was like, come back to the center, Yam. Hey there, Nate. You're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
What can we do for you?
First-time caller. I'm also not that active on the Discord. That's just because of got in an accident. But I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a first-gen SV650. It's like the best little shit bike money can buy. Right?
Josh would agree with you, yes.
And, you know, I got it for like $1,500. I got it for like absolutely nothing.
Nice.
And then got a little bit too big for my britches one time, and I put her down on the highway. And I'm now in a position that I can get back into riding, you know, but it's got bent handlebars. It needs a new left rear set. Its kickstand got ripped out, but that's pretty much all that's wrong with it. And, you know, even though I was dumb and I put it down, I feel like going down kind of matured me a little bit and kind of brought me back. But it also had me look at the bike a little bit more, and I've kind of decided that, you know, as much as I love it, it's not really my favorite look. There's some stuff that I would much rather prefer about it. That didn't really make a whole lot of sense. But anyways, the biggest question I have is, should I put in like the $200 to like fix it back up and ride it for a bit more? Or should I just cut my losses, sell it as like a running parts bike right now for like $2,000 and just like get a bike I'm more into, like, in the coming months?
I mean, so if it's a bike that you don't feel like you have that look back factor on and you really love, I would recommend just getting another one. But at the same time, SVs are basically unkillable and really easy to fix. So if it's just $200 and it'll get it done and you're back on a bike, it's kind of appealing too. Spike, what do you think?
Well, my gut impression says if you own the SV650 outright and it really is only $200 to get it back, you know, road ready, and then it's good to go, I say why not both? You know,
Yeah.
if you can afford it, you know, get the bike that you really love and then do something silly with the SV. Convert it into, you know, while you got it up, you know, track it a little bit, get it off-road ready, whatever the hell you want to do. I mean, you have basically a free bike to goof around with, right? It's already been down. What's the worst thing you could do to it?
That is true.
Right. Yeah, no, it was actually, I thought it was funny because it had already been put down when I bought it, and I put it back down on the same side, so you can't even tell the difference. Basically
It's a first gen SV650. It's probably been down several times.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah, that's really the biggest question I've had. I've been sitting on that one for a little while. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling, man. And whatever you end up doing with the SV, feel free to post it up on the Discord. I'm sure people would like to see it.
Oh yeah, I'll turn it into an adventure bike, something like that.
Yeah, you know, that's what we love here most, so.
All right, see you guys.
All right, man, thanks, bye. Yeah, I feel like I'm of the opinion of, like, if you already own the bike and you just have it, just keep it.
Keep it and
yeah,
do
just
something
fix
with
it, do something to it, yeah. Taco, welcome to the Yamcast. How's it going?
Hello, pretty good. Pretty cold. But
Is this your first time calling?
no, I called, I think, was it the second episode?
Maybe. Yeah. Wow, second episode. That would have been a while back.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah. Taco, what can we do for you?
You guys have been talking a lot about Tiger and stuff like that. Are you guys getting more open to the long haul type stuff?
Oh, man. Are we going to make ADV content? Long haul, sport bike stuff, or sport touring stuff?
I wouldn't mind. I mean, there's a lot of motorcycling that we're not touching right now. There's a lot of stuff out there that is, you know, the street only takes you so far, and again, the track only takes you so far. There's a lot of adventure out there.
I don't know, but we have to get into motorized unicycling at some point.
Get one of those one wheels.
Yeah, like the dude around here that just zips by on a one wheel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for it. I'm at the point now where anything I can do on a motorcycle, I'm pretty much game for. You know, I want to experience as much as I can. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I remember when you went out to Big Bend, you trailered the bike, right?
Yes.
Now, would you, if you had the Tiger as a personal bike, would you take the Tiger instead of trailering bikes?
Maybe, yeah, because it's definitely doable. I mean, on the sled, it would have been just an exercise in sadomasochism to ride it all the way out to Big Bend. It's possible, but it would really suck. But I mean, yeah, if I had the Tiger 850, I mean, it's so chill to ride on the highway. The windscreen's ridiculous on it. It's super mellow. I just put heated grips and bark busters, and boom, just take it as far as you want.
That's what I really missed on my Christmas trip was the heated grips.
Yeah. Spite is a big fan of a heated grip.
Yeah, I've had heated grips on 3 of my last 4 motorcycles. The TRZ's the only one that didn't get heated grips.
It's because you can take the Spite out of the dad bike, but you can't take the dad bike out of the Spite.
Unfortunately, it's only a matter of time.
Heated grips were unnecessary until that Christmas trip.
No, they're great. Now I wish I had some on my sled, honestly.
They're a game changer. They're a real game changer. Especially if you get manufacturer ones, because they're just better and they're integrated into your bike. It's the way to go.
Yeah, sadly, the OEM V-Strom ones are pretty much junk. Everyone uses it's one of the big ones, the Oxford.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's everybody uses.
Yeah. No, I could see us potentially dipping our toes into like the dad bike content, you know, sport touring bikes and ADV bikes, but god damn, man, they just don't get views. People really don't care about them.
I mean, who says you have to film it? I mean, just doing it for the love of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not really my preferred style of motorcycling either, to be perfectly frank. But
okay.
I mean, there's definitely an appeal. I think maybe someday I'll get bored of all the other kinds of motorcycling and I'll get into it too. I was talking to you today where I was like, I could see myself in like 15 years getting a multi.
Yeah.
And just, you know.
Totally.
Oh, those are so cool.
Yeah, those are really cool. The new V4s are badass, honestly.
I have 2 friends with them, and they absolutely love them.
Yeah.
One's like a 4'3" girl, and she takes that thing absolutely everywhere.
She's 4'3"?
I mean, 5'3".
Oh, I was like, oh my god. I was like, we talk about inseam.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. She's a go-getter, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe someday we'll make sport touring content, Taco, but today is not that day. But I appreciate you calling, man.
Hey, thank you, bud. Have a good one now.
All right, see ya. I feel like we, to make the sport touring dad bike content, you have to have like the kind of shitty camera, the kind of shitty mic. You have to wear like overalls. You have to be like in a weird composition in your garage. Be like, I put down 3,000 miles last week on this here bad boy, you know? Hey there, Wade, you're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Oh, it's good. How are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
Good. So I have 2 different questions. One's not related to motorcycles. One is.
Okay.
The one that's not is, so Yam, where can we find your music? I've been interested in hearing the stuff that you write and you put out, and I kind of want to find some and listen to what you produce.
Well, thank you. If you go to, I believe it's under, you can go on Bandcamp, but some of it's on Spotify too. It's under the name Corpo Seco, so it's CORPO space SECO. That was the name I was producing under a few years ago, and I just kind of kept it around. On Bandcamp, I've got everything I've put out since like 2013. Some of it's not that great if you go that far back, but I actually just produced a new song the other day, so if you want to listen to that, it's pretty cool. I've been listening to a lot of drum and bass, so it's got a lot of yeet energy to it, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been interested in, I've tried to find it on YouTube, and I was like, gosh, I can't find anything for him. I don't know where his music is. So
yeah, no, I think if you look in the music channel on Discord, I plugged in the new song on there. That's got all my old stuff in there too, so if you want to take a look at that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'll have to check that out. Question 2, though. So it's kind of older news, but we had the King of the Baggers a couple months back. Do you think it was the Indian SNS that won that race, or was it Tyler O'Hare that won that race?
Man, that is a good question. I really think it was I mean, that class is so crazy because like they just kind of built whatever, and it was so open, you know? So I really think the bike did a lot of the legwork, but I do have to admit it was hilarious seeing the race and like seeing half the field not finish the race because the bikes kept all breaking and coming off the track and stuff. I was like, this is such a damning indictment of American motorcycling, but you know, still it added so much flair and pizzazz to the Moto America series. I think it's great they're bringing it back for 2021. I think it's like they're actually doing it as a series, if I remember right. They're actually going to make it into a couple races.
That I don't know. You'd know more on that than I would if you've heard anything. I was just, I mean, I watched the race and I saw that, you know, Tyler O'Hare went off the track and then he was down in like third way back and then came back to win the thing. And I was like, gosh, is he that good of a rider, or is that bike that.
No, I think it was the bike doing a lot of the heavy lifting because, again, it was such a hodgepodge category that, you know, the builders really came out and built some pretty cool shit for them.
Yeah. I will say, though, the way that O'Hare went through that chicane, man, that made me hard. It was amazing.
I mean, on that bike too, right? Like on a fucking 600-pound bagger. I mean, crazy.
Yeah. I think they repositioned the rear sets and they did some other things for the geometry of it, but still, I mean, like you said, 600-pound bike. That's just insanity.
Yeah, I just thought it was so funny. They're like, they've shed, you know, 200 pounds off these bikes. I'm like, they still weigh 600 pounds. You gotta shed another 300 pounds off of them to get them to race spec.
Oh yeah. Well, that was about all I had. So let you guys get back to it. Appreciate the answer.
Yeah, sweet, Wade. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. You have a good one.
Later. Fucking king of the baggers, dude.
I purposely avoided that because I thought it was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Oh, come on. It was great.
It's just...
it's as dumb as the Gixxer 250 that we do here. I thought it was awesome that Moto America was like, we're just going to meme.
I mean, maybe, but it's just like, come on, guys. Really? We're just fucking kicking a dead horse here.
I think it's great. Hey there, Jake. You're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Good. What can we do for you?
Well, first-time listener, first-time caller, first-time all that jazz.
Whoa, sweet. Glad to have you.
I actually just started getting into biking, probably, what was it, last June. I got a 636-05 as my first bike, and I have this insatiable need for speed and to just yeet it as much as I can. And I'm actually looking at, hopefully this summer, going across the country in it. I wondered if you guys had any tips, tricks, or anything like that for me.
Wow. On an 05 636, you're going to go across the country?
Jesus, that's some commitment.
That's the plan. I got a big camping backpack thing. I'm going to slap a tent on it and just take off, I think.
Dude, that's amazing. Let me ask you this. How old are you?
20, well, actually 22 just a couple days ago. So
that makes sense.
Still young enough to be stupid and do it.
Yep, I was just about to say that makes total sense. That's awesome, man. You're gonna have a ton of fun, and that's the best time to do it when you're young like that. Just fuck it, just send the bike you got. Man, tips for you for this big trip. I would say definitely prepare for the unexpected for sure. You're going to have a lot of weird unexpected situations going that far of a distance. Definitely bring a plug kit for your tires because the last thing you want is to, have a blowout in the middle of nowhere. So that sucks. Definitely bring a tire repair kit or a plug kit or something like that. Since you're on a 636, you can't bring like tubes or anything to replace on the way. But to be honest, replacing tubes on the side of the road would suck ass anyways. Let me think. A comfort seat would be pretty good if you can get a squishy seat. I think I would prefer that. What are you thinking?
Definitely get saddlebags. If you're thinking about getting a backpack, that's an awful decision. Get some saddlebags. Invest in a really nice set. They make sport bike specific saddlebags. In fact, I had a pair for a while, and they make it a lot better to ride for a long distance on a bike, and they're not going to disrupt your handling at all.
Yeah.
So definitely go with saddlebags.
Yeah, because if you put all that weight on your back for that long, I know you're 22, but fuck, man, you're going to be hurting. You're going to be hurting.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, well, I got a bag, and I guess it'll work if I got to make it work. But, okay, I hadn't even thought about saddlebags, so, yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, or just a tank bag, or just something to get the weight off your body itself. It'll definitely keep you a little bit more chill. Maybe a bigger windscreen, a taller windscreen to help you a little bit, but, I mean, you're still on a 636, so the wind's definitely going to get you a little bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'd say other than that, just send it. Where are you? Are you riding east to west or west to east?
Well, I'm actually in Indiana, so I think I'm probably going to start from there, make my way up to the northwest, and down to Cali, across through Texas, all that good stuff, Florida, and then up from there, and then kind of make my way back.
Dude, that's great. Well, if you are coming through Texas, make sure to come through Austin, because that's definitely the best city in Texas. And maybe you could pay us a visit. We could make a video out of you literally yeeting a 636 across the country, because it's pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'd love to do it. Yeah, I'll probably put something. I actually joined you guys' Discord, so I'll probably put something in there about it when I decide to take off. So, yeah, I appreciate all the little tips and tricks there you guys got for me. Thanks,
man. Well, I appreciate you calling. Good luck.
Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, see ya. Alrighty, guys, that's going to wrap up the call-in section of the podcast. We've officially run out of memory on the other card, so you're looking at us through here. We're now going to move on to the meme contest. Let's get into it and roast Royal Enfield. Alrighty, guys, it is time for the meme contest of the week. This week, since we have determined that Kawasaki is the greatest motorcycle manufacturer in the world, or they have the strongest meme game in the world, we now have to roast some manufacturers. And what better manufacturers to start with than Royal Enfield? So this is going to be a good one. I'm very excited.
We're just, this, literally all I said was just get your hitting sticks and go to town. So we've got some good ones. We've got some proper spicy ones too. So starting us off, we have Blind Robot with our first entry.
Oof. Jesus. All right. We're starting this one off spicy. All right. It says the classic 350 when you want to look like James Dean and shake like Michael J. Fox. Yikes. That is a spicerino of a meme. That's crazy. But accurate though.
Yes.
The real question is, are we ever going to get a Royal Enfield in here like we do with the Gixxer 250?
Oh, I hope not. I legitimately hope not.
Yeah, I feel like we should, but then also I feel like we shouldn't because the Royal Enfield simps will come for us, you know, and say that we should absolutely, you know, say nice things to it.
Yeah, the Royal Enfield situation is really peculiar because people love them to death. Absolutely love them to death, but like you actually sit on one and you're like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You go to the Kyle store down here and they actually have some Royal Enfields in there.
Yeah.
And not only do they all look the same, but talk about a company that's just got one frame.
Yep.
Like the only one that doesn't use the same frame is the Himalayan, if I believe.
Yeah, and I will say, they are doing some badass stuff in flat track.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
Pretty cool. All right, let's rate this meme from Blind Robot.
So this week, normally we would do creativity in here, but since I didn't announce it with the rules, we were just doing quality and funniness this week.
Sweet. So quality, I'd say it's rather low. It's bottom text, top text type of meme, right? So how about for quality, a 4? A 4.
All right, and then funniness.
Well, I don't know if it was funny so much as just brutal. You know, it's like, oof, that's a spicy one. So how about a 6.5?
6.5. Laugh more at the like brutality of it. I suppose. Alrighty, so our next meme comes to us from Red Baron.
So it says, corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. We got a Interceptor 650 and a Continental GT. It's just saying it's the same goddamn bike.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure it is, right? It's just the same thing? What's the difference?
The Continental is, or the Interceptor 650 is like the basic bitch 650 bike. It's like the one that you get if you know, have no aspiration. But the Continental GT, that's the one that can come in the silver tank, like the chromed tank. That's reflective and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a slightly nicer motorcycle.
Yeah.
But again, going back to the idea that they just use the same frame. It's all the bullet frame. So this is very accurate. Gotta give it to them.
Yep.
So in terms of quality this week,
pretty decent on there. Shopped little images on it and all that. I would say a 6.
A 6. Funniness.
What do you think, a 6?
Yeah, kind of statement of fact.
Yeah.
But still a good chuckle. Next up, we have
D'Antonio.
D'Antonio.
Good username. D'Antonio with like a weird 3D render version of a Royal Enfield. Weird photo. When you're Amish but want a motorcycle, Royal Enfield.
Very true. This is one of the Kickstart ones because they still have Kickstart motorcycles.
No way, really?
2020, yes they do.
Is it an actual bike they sell with a Kickstart, really? And like leaf springs at the seats, or is this just like an old one? There's no way.
No, I think the Bullet 350 is a Kickstart motorcycle. Let me do a quick Google. Bullet 350, and if I'm not mistaken, yep, there's your Kickstart lever right there.
Wow, and the springs at the seats. Yep.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow. That truly is an Amish motorcycle. It might as well be a wagon. It's insane.
Just get yourself a little horse to pull it. Probably
make more power. Yeah, I was gonna say. Royal Enfield's such a great whipping boy. Quality, you know, I don't know if this was ironically meant to look like this or if it actually is supposed to look like this, but I don't know, man. What do you think for quality on this one?
I feel like this might be like a 5.5 kind of.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was going to say 3. We're way off base.
Yeah, I guess.
What's a 6 for quality?
I don't know. We rated that other just top tech spot. Well, I suppose
we rated out a 4 for quality. Yeah. Yes, I think a 4 is fair for quality.
I just got a really good chuckle out of it. I think it's deliberately meant to look kind of like that.
I think so. Yeah. So that's why I was like, well, maybe, but for funniness, I think a 6.5.
A 6.5. Yeah, that was a good one. Another 10.5. So next one, Von Shire, who does not go by Von Shire in the Discord. He's the Enduro 701 guy.
So he says, the Himalayan, the slowest motorcycle Pierre Terblanche has ever designed. Now, I actually don't know who Pierre Terblanche is off the top of my head.
He was the designer of the... I don't want to... He was definitely a Ducati designer. I think he was involved in the Monster. I don't think he's the main brain behind the Monster, but I remember when we were doing the... oh, you know what? I think he was in the 916.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was one of the like.
Did he work on the Himalayan?
Designed it. Like, he completely designed it. Royal Enfield black bag Pierre Terblanche.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember reading about it.
They must have cut him a fat check for that. He was like, "Do I have to?" Interesting.
But yeah, this is just very accurate. It's the worst bike Pierre Terblanche has ever designed.
Yeah.
So quality here.
It's pretty bare bones.
Yeah.
5, middle of the road.
Yeah, I feel like
the other ones we get a 4, right? I think a 4. Yeah.
And funniness, this was more just again statement of fact.
I think this one is a 5, middle of the bell curve, statement of fact.
Yeah. So next up we have Dusty K, going back to the classic 350.
If your legs look like this, you may have a problem, or you ride a Royal Enfield. Because you got to be kickstarting it all the time. That's awesome. Yeah. God, can you imagine if your legs look like that? Just one big ass calf, the other chicken leg.
All the 2-stroke boys do. They're like, I look at my legs, man.
Yeah,
start.
That's why they're so angry when they're talking about 2-strokes, because they look like that. Like, my bike's carved in 2-stroke and kickstart. I'm like, no one cares. Literally, no one cares.
I also feel like if you have legs like this, you may have a problem, or you ride an Royal Enfield, and in which case you have a problem.
Or you jerk off a lot with your right leg.
If you can figure out how to do that, that's pretty impressive.
That's the only other symptom I can think of. It is when you have one arm or limb that's a little stronger than the other.
Get some serious leg pump going on there.
It's the way the toes curl on the shaft, man. It's different. It's different, man. It'd be different. Oh, man.
So rating quality here.
Again, top text, bottom text, but, a bit of a different one. It's not a known meme format. How about a 5 for this one?
A 5. Funniness, though.
Pretty funny. How about a 6.5?
I feel like this one might, if the other one's kind of elicited just a little bit of a chuckle, I feel like this one's a little higher. I was thinking like maybe like a 7.
Yeah, okay. Let's give it a 7.
12, new leader. Next one, Ugly Duck.
So we have the butterfly meme here, and it's Royal Enfield looking at a butterfly. It's a pile of leftover parts, and it says, "Is this a new motorcycle?" Yep. It do be like that. It really do. Fucking Harley could pull that one out too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Although, the one thing I will say for Harley is they, maybe I'm a simp, but they kind of have motorcycles that don't all use the same frame. They have 3 frames.
At least they have 3 frames, yeah. Royal Enfield's like, we have a frame.
Yup.
Beautiful. That's a good one. That's a good one.
So, quality here. Known meme format.
Known meme format. Creative, though. Executed well. How about a 6?
A 6.
Yeah.
Funniness.
Got a good chuckle out of me. How about an 8?
An 8.
Yeah. Solid.
14. Moving on up. Next we have Free Clinic.
When you don't want to look cool on a motorcycle, get the latest in Royal Enfield apparel. Oof. Damn.
Digging the knife in right there.
So for all y'all on the Yamcast, funny story if you already told this one to you. So I pulled in the Tiger 850 back home to where I live, and just for shits and giggles, I showed my girlfriend the bike, and I was like, hey, look, Triumph sent me this press bike. What do you think? And she said, why does it look like that? So I feel like the Himalayan would also elicit some of that too, but maybe not, because it has that bit of like a classic vibe to it. Maybe people are like, oh, it looks like an old school retro bike, you know? But I do think people will be like, why does it look like that?
What? Yeah, it's weird with its like tubes and stuff. It's just it doesn't look right. But the interesting thing about it, and this is one positive thing I will give them, is as a company, they actually care about the motorcycles they make. Even if they didn't hit the mark, the CEO makes all of the like C-suite guys ride the bike.
Yeah, I like that.
And they're involved in the products that they make, and that's a small business kind of thing, which you don't see a lot of. I guarantee you, Jochen Zeitz doesn't even ride a motorcycle.
Probably not.
Yeah, no one in the Harley C-suite rides a motorcycle.
Old man Suzuki rides a B-King.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's just sitting. They got a in case of bankruptcy break B-King plans.
Yes. Oh, why could they just make a new B-King? It'd be so dope. God damn it, dude. Why does Suzuki just hire me? I could fix Suzuki.
I could fix you overnight.
I could fix you, Suzuki.
You sound like some sort of like you have some battered spouse syndrome.
It does sound like that. I can fix him. I can fix him.
So our quality for this meme.
Yeah, pretty deep. I like the text effects, right? Some
I like
good
how
quality.
It looks like the marketing, and this was somebody posted in there that this is the actual marketing photo they use on their website.
I like that.
So I like the use of their marketing against them.
Yeah. Let's give it a 6 for quality.
A 6.
Yeah.
Funniness.
I think also a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
Agreed. Next we have MFT 62485. Very
He's got a parts number as a username.
Alrighty.
Ah, you love this one. It's a picture of a Royal Enfield, and it says 1940s tech at 2021 prices. Ain't that the truth in a nutshell?
It's the same thing everybody says about Harley Davidson.
Yeah, it's a known joke.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, quality or funniness for this one?
I'd say pretty low qual. It's a known joke, and it's just text over an image.
Yeah.
About a 3.5.
A 3.5.
Yeah.
Funniness.
Again, a known joke. About like a 4.
A 4. A little bit of a low one there.
Maybe MFT is just a part that created that, you know? It's just like a little, a widget of some sort that made this meme.
Just a general meme widget.
Yeah.
Next one comes to us from Pokerudo 345.
So Pokerudo, I don't even know if this is about Royal Enfield. It just says, you need to grow up and stop riding motorcycles. And then it's, I forgot the name of that guy.
Peter Quill, fuck.
I love
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. I like you remembered his fictional name first. Yeah. Then it's him flipping a middle finger.
He didn't. He really didn't.
This wasn't even Royal Enfield. Yeah.
Yeah. And I told him as much. I was like, you're not gonna hit the mark here, bud. But I chuckled when I saw it.
Yeah.
So I think we gotta it's almost like a DNF here.
Yeah, I say we give this one a DNF. It's not about Royal Enfield.
Yeah,
so we just put a DNF. Yeah.
Alrighty, moving on. We got Jaded Calamari.
Probably bringing some heat, as he normally does. Oh, man, so it's a bike that's just cast in flames and rusted and completely dead. It's just still better than a Royal Enfield. Damn,
I gotta believe that's mold up under the gas tank.
It does look that way. Maybe they should have watched your winter maintenance tips, and they wouldn't have had that happen to them.
Yeah,
because that does look like a rat's nest in there. I like how the still better than a Royal Enfield text looks like it's in papyrus.
Yes,
which is a very rare font.
That's rough.
Now that's straight. I mean, looking at the seat and the leather and stuff, that looks like a straight up like 1920s bike that just sat literally until now.
It looks like one that's been in the bottom of a river.
Yeah.
Like a Harley, an old panhead that got left in a river.
It's the kind of bike where you're like, that's not a project, that's just junk. You can't save that.
No.
It does look like a Harley if you look at the frame, right? Maybe
yeah, and
bit.
look at this dates it. Look at the fucking forks, man. It's got the 2 tubes.
Yeah, that really dates it. Yeah,
this
I mean, the
is brutal.
seat dates it for sure. So this has to be some super old bike.
Big old hardtail. This is definitely an old Harley.
Yeah.
But
there you go. Still better than a Royal Enfield.
Yes, it is. So, quality.
You know, it's 4.
A 4.
Yeah. We have been brutal with today's scores.
Yeah, unfortunately, they didn't seem to have the creativity of it. I think it was just when we bring the creativity factor in.
That's true. Yeah.
We get some more. So, funniness, though.
Pretty funny. How about a 5?
A 5.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Banana Man.
Banana Man, that's a good username. I cannot read that.
So, one guy says, why did we buy these? The other guy says, I literally have no idea.
Yeah, fair. Also, they're on a beach somewhere, right?
Yeah.
The marketing materials for Royal Enfield and Triumph always do this with the Heritage owners. Just like, the dude's got a half helmet and he's on a beach, you know?
Leather
jacket, calling back to some, you know, vague time before, you know, when people would ride motorcycles on the beach, I guess.
I think my favorite thing that makes fun of this is when Fortnite did their T100 review, and they did it like they were trying to sell to a marketing team.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I think I have. Yeah, it's been a while, but I think I've seen it.
It's really good. It was one of the best things that he did because it was so just like self-referential.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is very clearly a Bonneville that just wants to be a Bonneville real bad, but
it's straight up just, I mean, it's so funny. Like the Kawasaki W800, the Royal Enfield, there's so many bikes that are just like, it's Bonneville, but not really.
Yeah.
It's like, there's only one Bonneville.
Just get a Bonneville.
Get a Bonneville.
Because I don't think this is even like a 270. I think it's just a regular old parallel twin.
God bless if it is. That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's
then you
brutal.
don't even get the cool sound of the Bonneville.
No.
Which, yikes. So, quality and funniness for Banana Man.
Pretty low qual. You know, it's just text on screen type of thing. Tough to read a little bit. How about a 3.5?
A 3.5. Funniness.
Pretty funny. 6?
A 6.
Yeah.
That's a plus sign. A 6. Stardust, our last meme for the day.
So there's Royal Enfield, caveman approved. Everyone else, machines of the future. Yep. It do be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it is insane. Like, I wonder we do one time. Oh, I mean, it was the Scout versus the Sportster. I mean, it was just like insane how much more advanced the Scout felt, which isn't even a super advanced bike, you know?
Yeah.
It's the frames. It's the design of the frames, the way, I mean, Jesus, the old cradle frames are so old school, you know?
Yeah, they're not good.
No.
And, you know, the funny thing about all of this is that these bikes don't have to be like that, but Royal Enfield did it to themselves. They had, back in the day, they went to the Indian government, just like Harley went to the American government, and were like, please help us from competition. And, except Royal Enfield did it earlier, and then they literally kept them on lock for like 50 years.
Yep.
And so they didn't change anything for 50 years.
Yeah, it's almost like when you have no competition in the market, nothing happens.
Yeah. So this is legit. Like they are caveman tech. It's why they were selling the 350 with a goddamn Kickstarter.
Yeah. So,
brutal.
Caveman bike. For caveman people. No, I'm just kidding. So quality, pretty good quality on this one. Cool little like split screen, you know, some thought went into it. How about a 6?
A 6.
Yeah.
Whoops. That's not a 56. That would be too high. Face roll the keyboard. All right.
Yeah.
Stardust funniness here.
What do you think?
Like a 6.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. I think a 6 is fair.
That would be a 12. So we are going to have a runoff, I believe.
We're going to have quite a few runoffs.
Ways. Yeah. So our winner today is Ugly Duck in first with a 14. Our second place is going to go to, Well, we got a 3-way tie for second. Here we go.
We have a 4-way tie for second.
Do we? Do we have 4 12s?
We have 4 12s.
Oh boy. Okay, so
we did this to ourselves.
Okay, so
son of a bitch.
So
all right.
Starting us off with Red Baron. I'm going to just create a new field for a number here. Red Baron was our second meme. This was the office meme. So,
and this is for second place?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is let's give this one another rating. Just going through. What would you out of 10 rate this meme? Gut feeling.
5.
A 5. All right.
Watch me rate all these 5s
again. Next up, we have Dusty K.
Okay. This one is at least a 6.
This one
at
is
least
definitely,
a 6, at least 6.5 or 6.
I think
sure.
a 6.5. This one got a good laugh out of
Yeah.
me. All right, so a 6.5.
So they're leading for second right now.
Next up, Free Clinic.
This is definitely a 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
I think because they took a lot of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a 4.5.
4.5. Yeah. Out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Which we're doing as a runoff.
Yep.
Out of our 4 different 12 places.
Last up is Stardust.
Okay.
And it's this one. I think this one's a little higher, a little bit more effort went in.
Yeah.
What would you rate it? Gut impression.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
6.5.
A 6.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we got another runoff.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Between the leg meme and this one, right?
Between the leg meme and this one.
The leg meme is better.
The leg meme is better.
Yeah, so he's second place.
No, yes. So it would be second place going to
Dusty K.
Dusty K, and inherently third place going to Stardust.
Nice. All right.
So there we go.
Sweet. All right. So you guys will be receiving your wonderful prizes for participating in this week's meme contest. Thank you so much for everyone who makes it to the end of the Yamcast. Remember, if you want to join up on these fun streams we do, hit the link down below to yamanoop.co and check it out. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later. Now, how you doing, partner? This video's over, but you click on this one right over here. You keep watching yourself some Yamanoop. Maybe I bend my boost on this one. Maybe I'll give you some other funny memes or something like that. You might not know if you watch the video. So watch the video now, all right?